Can you hear me, Mandy? I'm just wondering if we're communicating.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, let's see. I want to figure this out. Oh, you can. Okay, great. Good. Yeah. Because I have been having trouble, not so much with my internet connection, but with other people I'm Zooming with. So I just always want to make sure everything's doing well. So yeah, well, great to see you all here today, or to see your names, hear your voices. So I'm going to offer a class next week also. We're pretty much done. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and start the recording. It's 9:32, but whatever. Okay, I don't think we're going to get more people.
Recording in progress.
So welcome to our second to last meditation meeting. Today, I wanted to go over some of the breath work that we've done throughout the semester, because in looking at your posts, which thank you so much for keeping up with those posts, it's very, very moving to me to be able to participate in, in your life journey through your meditation and your reflections. But I want to emphasize that if you do not find time to meditate daily, or even if a whole week goes by and you have not had time to meditate, just forgive yourself, because the days are just going to keep coming. That's something that we forget about when we're under a period of stress, and you feel like, oh, if I don't do it now, it's never going to get done. But one of the really beautiful things about having a regular practice, like a meditation practice or a yoga practice or a drawing practice or a running or whatever kind of practice that you do, is knowing that there always is going to be a next time. Sometimes that next time is not as soon as you would like it, but it will come. And in those times that you cannot do a complete practice, just sitting with your breath is so, so important. Just allowing yourself to notice your breathing is a meditation really in itself. And you will feel the residuals of that throughout your day and throughout your life. I also just did a little announcement, because as you know, I do my office hours and sometimes people come, but not frequently. So I did a brief Google search for meditation centers in the Chicago area, and there's so many. I live in the north side, so I'm familiar with some that are close to me, but for many of the students at Northeastern, and you guys may be included, you're outside of the city, and so driving in to go someplace and meditate for an hour, it kind of defeats the purpose of the meditation sometimes, because then you have to drive back. But many meditation centers will offer online meditation groups or recorded meditations. Please feel free to copy or download any of the materials that I have provided for you. And then there also are some international meditation organizations. I'm not familiar with a lot of them. We will do a meditation with Tara Brock today, who is a very well-known and very well-respected meditation teacher who has a beautiful website and lots of recorded meditations. And I also included a link to Sacred Sangha online, which is a group I found out about because of one of my healing friends who has done a couple of workshops. She actually does emotional, I think it's called emotional frequency training, EFT, where you do the tapping. Some of you may have heard of it. If you haven't heard of it, rather than explain it, just Google EFT. But it's a healing practice that is meditative in nature. And so through her workshops, I've become familiar with Sacred Sangha Online, and they do some really wonderful online programming. So just because we're finishing this course doesn't mean that your meditation support group is going to dissolve. And with the intensity of the posts, I'm realizing that the connection to the other students has been, really important to you all. So please, peruse those, and maybe find another group, that you want to work with, or start your own. You can also start your own group. You could begin a meditation group even using our class email. If there were some people's posts that you were particularly interested in, contact them through the class email and say, hey, how about if we try to do a little group meditation, every other Wednesday at 7 p.m. or something, or just start like a little blog and post. There's a lot of ways around it to find your support. So for today, we'll do we'll review some breathing practices, and then we'll just sit in silence with our breath for a while. And then I think it's about an 18-minute meditation on gratitude led by Tara Brock that I would like to offer to you, which seems very appropriate since this is the season of Thanksgiving. No matter what the state the world is in, or your family life, or your life, there's always so many struggles that we have to deal with, and sometimes the struggles seem to be overwhelming. But practicing gratitude is very important also, because there are always really wonderful things in the world. I know when I come into this room in the mornings and the sun is shining, just that fills me with gratitude, to be able to have this space in my home that I can, just be in with all the sunlight. So finding those small areas of gratitude, as well as the larger ones, that if you do get together with family, that is something to feel, very grateful for. And just whatever the state of your health is, feeling good that it's not worse, and that you are able to do many of the things that you love. And so you're pretty much done with all your posts. I do have another in the assignment. It's called Meditation Reflections, and Jesse, you had emailed me about it being closed, because I had that as a discussion. But I thought if somebody wanted to be a little bit more private about the things that they said, I moved it to the assignments. If you have already in your weekly reflections talked about the effect that this practice has had on your life, and any changes that you feel like have occurred as a result of the practice, you don't need to post in the assignment. I will go ahead and take this last post that you described that, as you're great for that. But if there is anything else that you would like to share with me, as I said, I put in an assignment, so it's a little bit more private. And then we're done.
I just wanted to clarify then. So the assignment you're talking about, is that the one that says thoughts and feelings?
I just changed that last night, Jesse, and now it says it should say meditation reflection.
Okay, I didn't look at it today. That was that was yesterday afternoon. I was looking at it.
Yes, I know. And you sent me an email, and I thought, oh, I guess I better get on this, because a lot of people like yourself, have used the discussion board to reflect on the practice. And so because I don't want to bog you down with lots more, assignments just for busy work, like for yours, Jesse, you're fine. You just don't even need to worry about that. I will give you whatever the 5 points credit.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Because it's a little bit, it's certainly for your reflection. I think it's very important after you take a course or do some kind of activity to sit back and see. But it also is very helpful for me too. So you're good on that. And Mandy and Tim, if you want to put it in a discussion board, that's perfectly fine. And it's easy for me to just say, okay, here's this about transfer the points, or if you want to do it as an assignment for no one else to see, that kind of thing. And then that's it.
There's no discussion board for this week, like for week 14. No.
No discussion board. Yeah. We're pretty much done. I will be having a meditation meeting next Tuesday morning, and that will be the last one. That is optional, if people are too busy to come and want to watch the recording, that's perfectly fine. But sometimes it is nice to be with a group, even if we're just on Zoom. So I'll definitely be here. I'm not going to do office hours next week, so we'll just go ahead and begin at 9:30, and I'll probably just be like a 1 hour or a 75-minute meditation session, which is what today will be. So yes, any other questions that y'all have or comments? No. Okay. All right. Well, I think let's do some stretching, and then we'll do some breathing, and then we'll settle down and do a short silent meditation with our breath, and then we'll do the Tara Brach meditation on gratitude. So and I feel deep gratitude, for being able to work with all of you. I have to say, I can't emphasize that enough. It's been very enriching for me. So wherever you are, if you want to go ahead and stand up, and we'll just do a little bit of stretching. Okay. And so as you stand, go ahead and shift your weight from one foot to the other. And go ahead and bend your knees as you do so. And then as you do so, you might want to go ahead and start to swing your arms a little bit. Get a little bit of a twist in there, and especially in the mornings, you can identify if you're feeling a little bit of stiffness. And then let's take this arm movement a little bit higher, starting to engage the trunk muscles. So it's coming overhead. And then let's clasp our hands overhead, turn the palms up, and lift, really lifting your sternum. Go into just a little bit, or a big back bend, whatever you feel like today. Breathe, and maybe a little bit of swaying from side to side here. And then coming back to center, take your hands down and take your feet hip width. Now let the arms reach up as you inhale, lift your rib cage up out of your pelvis, and bending the knees slightly. Let's come into just a soft forward fold. Let your head hang down. And you can also take, if you have any blocks or even a chair underneath your hands, if this is uncomfortable, or just let your arms hang down and move your head side to side, nod your head up and down. And then keeping the knees bent, dropping the tailbone slow, coming on up, rolling the shoulders back a couple of times, and then sliding the shoulder blades down the back, lift your heart, and slowly drop your chin towards the chest. Now feel that stretch in the back of the neck, the upper shoulders, and the center of the back. Those of you who have been spending a lot of time on the computer, this stretch will be really good for you. And then lift your face to the sky. Soften that muscle at the back of the neck, the upper shoulders, the trapezius muscle, stretching over the throat and the front of the chest. And slowly drop your chin toward the chest again. Tick-tocking your head side to side. And now leading with your chin, take your chin over one shoulder, up to the sky, down the other side to the chest. Let's do one more that direction. And then two slow head circles, the opposite direction. Come back to center one more for the neck and shoulders. Let's take one arm out. So keeping that shoulder down, really reach through the fingertips, take the opposite arm up and just touch just above your ear. Now, without really pulling, just use gravity to move that ear towards the shoulder, feeling a very gentle stretch to the side and the neck. Take the outstretched arm behind you, palm out, and taking your hand a little bit behind your ear, look at the toe on that side, feeling a little bit more of a stretch in the upper back. And then keeping the spine long, gaze between the toes as you take your hand to the back of the skull. Take the hand that's holding the head to the forehead and lift. And then relax, noticing the difference, and we'll do the opposite side. So the other arm comes up, neck stays long, taking the opposite arm up, just over the ear, taking that ear down by the shoulder without really pulling, very easy, gentle movement. Then the arm that's outstretched, take it behind the back, palm out, walk your hand a little bit behind the ear and look at your toes. Then gazing straight between the toes, take the hand to the back of the skull. And then take your hand to the forehead, gently lift. Okay, so let's now come into a comfortable seated position. And we'll work with our breathing just a little bit. So if you're sitting on the floor, I do recommend you sit on something. I think I'll take my own advice. Since my cat's not using my meditation cushion, I'll use it. Okay. And just allow yourself to be comfortable. Let the sitting bones sink down wherever you are in contact with the floor. Lift the rib cage. Now you can take your hands palms down or palms up. Let the eyes gently close. So first, just notice your breathing. Notice the inhale. Notice the exhale. If it's comfortable, keep your lips closed, breathing through your nose. Simply noticing the breath. It begins to slow and deepen. See if you can have the inhale and the exhale the same length. Now let's try to gently increase the length of the breath. If you are inhaling and exhaling 2 counts, see if you can come to 3 counts, or even 4 counts. Do this slowly and gradually. 2 breaths with a 3 count inhale and a 3 count exhale. And after a couple of breaths, maybe you can increase. And now notice that space between the breaths. First you inhale, filling the lungs fully. And then you exhale, emptying the lungs completely. But there's a very small space between the exhale and the inhale. begin to cultivate that space. Perhaps extending it to 1 count, 2 counts, maybe 3 counts. So it may be that you inhale for 3, exhale for 3, and hold the lungs empty for 3. Repeating the inhale for 3, exhale for 3, lungs empty for 3, and continue at your own pace for several rounds. Feeling free to play with the counts. And then releasing the intentional breath. Just allow the body to breathe. Continually observing the inhale and the exhale. Bring your awareness to your body. Let your chin drop towards the chest and slowly blink the eyes open. Stretch a little bit if you need to, perhaps changing the cross of the legs. And I'd like to revisit the alternate nostril breathing technique that we did several weeks ago. This breath technique can be very, very useful in calming anxiety. It's fine to manipulate your nostrils to remind you to inhale through one nostril, hold the breath, and exhale through the other. But most people can just visualize inhaling through one nostril and then exhaling through the left. If you would like to use the hand position, use your right hand, and we control with the ring finger and the thumb. So the index finger and the middle finger are folded to the base of the thumb. And if you do use the hand position, try not to really press too hard because the membranes of your nose are very sensitive. So if you're using your hand, very gently close off the right nostril. We'll do a count of 4. Inhale through the left for 4. Gently hold the breath for 4, 2, 3, 4. Open right nostril, exhale 4, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Hold closed, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. hold closed, 2, 3, 4, open right, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale right, 2, 3, 4, hold closed, 2, 3, 4, open left, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale left, 2, 3, 4, hold closed, 2, 3, 4, open right, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale right, 2, 3, 4, hold closed, 2, 3, 4, open left, exhale, 2, 3, 4, and releasing the intentional breath. We'll spend a few moments just sitting, observing breath. Deepen your breath. Okay. Gently drop your chin towards your chest. And slowly blink the eyes open. So complete silence for about 10 minutes. It's okay. I know many of you like to practice to music. Sometimes it's nice to just listen to the music that's happening in the sounds. I know when we were in that period of silence, I was hearing a lot of birds in the trees around my apartment building. Gentle hiss of the radiator. Fortunately, no construction sounds or sirens. But even if that happens and you are meditating in silence, it's great if you can just allow those sounds to just move through the space, to move through your body, and like the monkey mind, remain detached. Does anybody have any comments before we move on? Okay, I'm going to now share the screen again, and let's see, we'll go to here we are. This meditation, the heart space of gratitude, is approximately 18 minutes, 18 minutes and 30 seconds. This is a link to this. And then I also, many of you liked the compassion meditation that we did with PEMA children. So Tara Brock has a short version of that. It's just about the 5-minute one if you want to do that on your own. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the space here. Okay, and we'll go ahead and begin. So do any stretching that you need, before we begin. Make sure that your body is comfortable. Adjust your cushions, adjust the sound. And you can, of course, always lie down for meditation. And here we go.
The following meditation is led by Tara Brock. To access more of my meditations or join my email list, please visit tarabrock.com. Wherever you are, take some moments to adjust your posture.
So I just want to make sure that you can hear because I'm doing something I haven't.
So you're setting yourself in a way that allows you to feel awake and alert. There's a quality of sitting or whatever.
Could you let me know if you can hear? If you cannot hear, let me know. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that everybody can.
I can hear. Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jessie. Okay.
Whatever posture, and upright, alert, and also at ease. And when you've settled in your position, you might let your body become still and let your attention go inward. So you become increasingly aware from the inside out of what the experience is right now. For many, that it'll help to close your eyes or let your gaze be downcast. And be aware of being part of this earth, being connected to this earth, feeling grounded, feeling where your feet contact the floor, sense of weight and pressure. Just the gravitational field of the earth, the hug of gravity. Just feel your connection, your belonging, the safety, like as if you're a mountain and is really stable. And you might become aware of this life breath moving in and out. Feel the breath. And perhaps relax with the breath a bit. Let the breath be a way of collecting your attention, so that as you breathe in, there's an opening to receive. Really sensing that you're letting in and being touched by the prana, the life force of this universe. And with the out breath, just letting go, releasing. As you breathe, you might invite a sense of the smile, the curve of a smile to the lips. Maybe very slight. It has the effect of activating that kind of ease and well-being that's possible. It calms down fight, flight, freeze. And you might let it spread into your eyes so that the corners, the outside corners of the eyes are lifted up some. The eyes are soft. The brow is smooth. And let the sense of a smile spread through the face so all the micro muscles in your face can soften and be at ease. You might feel tingling or vibrating in the scalp or skull. You might be aware of the throat. Let the throat fill the neck. So you can feel the aliveness and sensations there. And it can be helpful to just visualize and sense a smile spreading through the throat. Relaxing and opening to the life that's there. You can let that smile spread through the heart, through the chest area. It's not to cover over, but to really make space for what's here. So you're visualizing the curve of a smile and having the felt sense of that smile, just filling the chest and heart. The eyes are smiling, the mouth, the heart. And sense a relaxing open so that the shoulders can fall away from the neck. But as you breathe, you can feel the breath and the awareness filling the shoulders. And perhaps you're releasing or letting go of any habitual tightness or tension there. Be aware of the arms, the weight, the volume, the hands. You might soften the hands and soften again. And feel the hands from the inside out. Aware of how when you relax, you can feel more aliveness, more tingling, more vibrating. And again, feeling that openness in the chest. And since you can let this next breath be received in a softening belly. This breath. And this one. And again. Sense the possibility of continuing with a soft belly. And you might visualize and sense the smile spreading through the belly, to help with ease, to help fill your being with well-being. And you might sense the breath received deep in the pelvic region. And again, perhaps visualizing and sensing the smile spreading through the pelvic region. A receptivity to life. Smile lets us say yes to the life that's here. The eyes are smiling, and the mouth, throat, and the heart, and the belly, soft belly, the pelvic region. Sensing the legs, the length, the volume of the legs, the feet filled with energy. Feel from the inside out. And if you widen the lens and sense this whole earth, an earth body, sensing the energy and the aliveness of the earth flowing up and into you, filling you. So you feel that you're letting life live through you. This whole tingling, vibrating world. Letting the smile create a vast space that has room for whatever's rising. Just resting in this open space of awareness. This openness that's filled with the light of awareness. This openness that can include the changing sensations, sounds, feelings, the movement of the breath. You might notice the mind is and that's just a invitation when you see that to gently reopen the attention, listening to the sounds that are right here. Reopen by relaxing a bit in the body, noticing if there's something that wants to let go right now. And sensing the attitude and atmosphere of a smile, that benevolence that says yes to the changing life, moment to moment. Sense that you can bring a kindness and an interest, perhaps saying, this belongs, and welcoming whatever you notice. A relaxed attentiveness. The poet Mary Oliver writes, hello, sun in my face. Hello, you who make the morning and spread it over the fields and into the faces of the tulips and the nodding morning glories, and into the windows of even the miserable and the crotchety. Best creature that ever was, dear star, that just happens to be where you are in the universe, to keep us from ever darkness, to ease us with warm touching, to hold us in the great hands of light. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Watch now how I start the day in happiness, in kindness. In these last moments, you might reflect on what you feel grateful for in your life. Just let a few people or activities or experiences come to mind that you're grateful for. Choose one that's particularly compelling. Remind yourself of it. And when it's fully in your mind, just mentally whisper, thank you. A thank you from your heart. And then thank you again. Just let it go through you again. And with that, the felt sense of gratitude. Feel how it feels in your body as sensations, as warmth. Let that heart space be as big as it really is. Noticing how the sweetness and tenderness of gratitude, that heart space can really hold the natural passing of all the joys and sorrows.
Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. Wish you all a really beautiful holiday. If you have any reflections on this meditation or the practice today, feel free to let me know, either unmuting yourself or in the chat.
Thank you, Professor. Thanks for a great semester too.
Thank you so much, Jesse.
Yeah, thanks very much. That was a real treat to hear Mary Oliver's words.
Oh my gosh, yes, I know Mary Oliver, dear Mary Oliver, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you so much, Tim.
thanks. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mandy.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.